Has someone you care about started showing small but worrying changes over the last year? Most people believe that death in old age comes suddenly, but in reality, the body often gives quiet signals many months or even a full year before the final stage arrives. The problem is that most of these warnings are easy to miss because they appear minor in the beginning. It's only later, when families look back, that they realize the signs had been present all along. Sadly, by that time, there is no chance to prepare or create those last meaningful moments together. In this video, we're going to explore 5 important signs that often show up about a year before an elderly person passes away. Some of these may be things you've seen but dismissed as normal aging. Others might seem unimportant but actually point to a slow decline in the body. When you recognize these signs early, it allows you to offer better care, appreciate special moments, and most importantly, support your loved one with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end because understanding these 5 signs can help you prepare both emotionally and practically for what's ahead. When you know what's happening, you won't be taken by surprise. You'll be able to treasure the time that remains. Now let's begin. Number 1. Significant weight loss. One of the earliest and clearest signs that someone may be entering the final year of life is unexpected weight loss. At first, it may be hard to notice a belt that suddenly fits looser, clothes that hang differently, or an appetite that slowly fades away. Many families brush this off as just another part of getting older, but losing weight without trying is usually a serious signal. It often means the body is no longer taking in nutrients properly. Muscle strength is decreasing, and important systems are beginning to slow down. Some muscle loss happens naturally with age, but when it happens quickly, it means something more serious is taking place. The digestive system may not be working well, or the body may struggle to use protein, which leads to muscle breakdown. This weakness doesn't just affect movement, it raises the risk of falls, lowers the body's ability to fight sickness, and makes a person more open to infections. There is also the change in appetite. Many older adults simply stop feeling hungry like they used to. Flavors seem dull, food is less appealing, and meals become smaller and less frequent. This isn't just a choice, it is a physical change. As the body begins shutting down, it stops sending strong hunger signals to the brain. This leads to less energy, more weakness, and a steady decline in health. Medical conditions also play a major role. Serious illnesses such as cancer, heart problems, or kidney disease can progress quietly for a long time, and unexplained weight loss is often one of the first signs. Mental health conditions like depression or memory loss can also reduce the desire to eat, creating a cycle where the body becomes weaker because it isn't getting enough nourishment. Some families try to fix this by encouraging more food, offering favorite meals, or adding nutritional drinks. But when the weight continues to drop, even with these efforts, it's important to understand that the problem is deeper than diet. At this point, pushing large meals may not be helpful. A better approach is to focus on comfort, soft foods, and staying hydrated to support the best possible quality of life. If you notice clear weight loss in an elderly loved one, especially along with less eating, reduced strength, or low energy, it's time to take it seriously. This is not just about appearance, it's a message from the body. And recognizing that message early can help you move forward with compassion, understanding, and intention.
Number 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. One of the most visible changes in the final year of life is a deep and constant exhaustion that doesn't improve with sleep. This isn't normal tiredness after a long day. It's the kind of fatigue that makes even simple movements feel like heavy work. Standing up, walking a few steps, or even talking for a short time can become difficult. Daily tasks that once felt easy, such as getting dressed or preparing food, begin to feel almost impossible. This goes beyond normal aging. It is a sign that the body is saving its remaining energy. As the organs start to weaken, the body focuses only on what is most necessary to survive. The heart pumps less powerfully, blood flow becomes weaker, and the muscles receive less oxygen. This is why many elderly people in their final months feel shaky, unsteady, and unable to stay active. Another important change is the slowing of metabolism. The body's ability to create and use energy declines. Instead of using energy for movement, it begins to save it. That is why a person in this stage sleeps longer, naps more often, and struggles to stay awake for extended periods. At times, they may appear fine and then suddenly look completely drained only minutes later. There is also an emotional side to this extreme tiredness. Many seniors who were once independent and proud of their abilities may feel embarrassed or frustrated by how weak they've become. They might pull away from others, stop taking part in conversations, or lose interest in favorite activities. This is not because they don't care. It's simply because their body doesn't have the strength to keep up anymore. This can lead to loneliness and withdrawal, which can make the decline happen even faster. For families, it can be painful to witness such a change. It's easy to think they should try harder or push through, but this isn't something effort can fix. The most loving response is to respect their limits, allow them to rest, and focus on comfort instead of productivity. If you are seeing a loved one struggle with ongoing exhaustion that rest doesn't cure, understand that their body is going through an important transition. This is the time to be gentle, to share quiet moments, and to remind them that they are not alone. If you are still watching and finding this helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support allows us to keep creating valuable content. Now, let's continue. Number 3. Increased confusion and withdrawal. As a person moves closer to the end of life, changes often begin to appear in the way they think, respond, and connect with others. Someone who was once clear-minded may start forgetting simple things, struggling to follow conversations, or feeling lost in places that were once familiar. They might repeat the same questions, forget faces, or become confused about the date and time, even if they never had memory problems before. These changes can develop slowly and may begin many months before the end. This goes beyond simple forgetfulness. The brain, like all organs, depends on oxygen and nutrients to work properly. When circulation weakens and less oxygen reaches the brain, thinking and awareness begin to fade. The person may have trouble understanding what's happening, making choices, or recognizing people they love. At times, they may seem clear for a moment and then suddenly drift into confusion again, as if their mind is turning on and off. Emotional withdrawal is another important signal. Someone nearing the end of life often loses interest in social contact. You may notice them talking less, responding less, or spending more time alone in silence. This does not mean they don't care. It simply means their brain no longer processes stimulation the way it once did. Busy environments may feel overwhelming, and even short conversations may feel exhausting to them. Emotion and personality changes are also common. Some people become easily upset, nervous, or restless. Others seem unusually calm, distant, or uninterested. These shifts are not intentional. They are the result of the brain adjusting as the body slows down. As mental function declines, emotional reactions also change. For loved ones, this phase can be one of the hardest. Seeing someone you care about fade mentally can feel like losing them in pieces. But it's important to understand that this is not something they can control. Instead of pushing them to be normal, the best approach is to enter their world with kindness. Speak softly, offer reassurance, and remember that even when words disappear, they can still feel love and comfort.
If someone close to you is becoming more confused, forgetful, or distant, do not simply ignore it. These signs often mean the mind and body are entering the final stage of life. This is the time to be gentle, to treasure silent moments, and to create a peaceful, safe space around them. Because even when memory fades, your presence still matters. Let's move on. Number 4, repeated illness and delayed healing. As the body gradually begins to slow down, one of the most noticeable physical changes is a weaker immune system. You may start to see that someone who almost never got sick before is now catching every cold, every flu, and every minor infection that comes around. Sickness that once seemed small can now take much longer to improve, and simple injuries such as tiny cuts or light bruises appear to heal at a much slower pace. These changes are not a coincidence. They often signal that the body can no longer protect and repair itself the way it used to. A major concern during this stage is recurring infections. Conditions such as pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin problems, and even infections in the mouth become more frequent as immune strength fades. Many families believe these are just temporary or unrelated health issues, but when they continue to happen or take a long time to heal, it can be a sign that the body is struggling to defend itself. Even antibiotics, which once brought quick relief, may not seem to work as effectively as before. The person might require stronger prescriptions, extended recovery periods, or several rounds of medication for problems that used to be easy to treat. This happens because reduced circulation and declining organ function make it harder for the body to respond to treatment. Another important issue that is often missed is non-healing wounds. When small scratches, open sores, or bruises refuse to heal or keep coming back, this can point to poor circulation. When blood flow is limited, the skin and tissues do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients, which slows down the healing process significantly. For those who spend most of their time in bed or sitting, pressure sores become a serious concern and can quickly turn into severe infections if they are not carefully monitored. What is even more alarming is that infections near the end of life don't always show typical symptoms. Instead of a noticeable fever, an older adult may just appear more exhausted than usual, more confused, or less interested in food or conversation. In many elderly individuals, a sudden change in awareness or thinking is often the first sign of an infection, even before physical symptoms become obvious. This is why noticing these subtle changes early can greatly affect the type of comfort and care they receive during this final stage. For families, witnessing a loved one experience constant illness can be extremely hard and emotionally draining. It is natural to want to try every possible treatment, hoping that another antibiotic or another hospital visit will bring improvement. However, there often comes a time when the focus moves away from aggressive treatment and turns toward comfort, keeping them well hydrated, making sure their skin remains clean and moisturized, and reducing stress on their body can sometimes provide more peace than medications that only extend discomfort. If you're still watching and finding value in this information, please comment the number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support allows us to continue creating helpful and meaningful content. Now, let's continue. Number 5, significant changes in breathing and circulation. One of the clearest indicators that the body is entering its final stage is a visible change in breathing and blood flow. You may notice that your loved one's breathing becomes slower or more shallow than normal. Sometimes there may be long pauses between breaths, or the pattern may become uneven, going from fast to slow without warning. Some individuals develop a soft, repetitive breathing rhythm known as Cheney-Stokes, where deep, rapid breaths are followed by long moments of silence. At first, these changes may be mild, but as time goes on, they become more noticeable and frequent. Weakened circulation is also a common sign. Their hands, feet, and even areas like the nose or ears may start to feel unusually cold. The skin could take on a pale, bluish, or blotchy appearance, especially on the fingers and toes. This occurs because the body is sending most of its remaining blood flow to the most vital organs, limiting circulation to other areas. It's a strong indicator that the heart is no longer working at full strength. Many people also begin to feel breathless, even when doing very little. Simple actions such as sitting up, talking, or changing positions in bed may leave them feeling out of breath. They may begin breathing through their mouth more often or suddenly need to pause while speaking just to catch their breath. If someone who could once walk across a room without effort now struggles, it may be a sign that their lung capacity is decreasing. In some situations, fluid can collect in the lungs, making it even harder to breathe comfortably. This may result in a chronic cough, rattling or gurgling sounds, or pressure in the chest. While this might be mistaken for a regular cold or congestion, in older adults nearing the end of life, it often reflects weakening lungs. Lying flat may feel uncomfortable, causing them to prefer resting on several pillows or sleeping in a reclined position for easier breathing. For loved ones, observing these physical changes can be scary and overwhelming. Your instinct might be to step in, encourage deeper breaths, or assume an emergency is happening. However, in many cases, this is simply the body's natural process of slowing down. While these changes cannot always be reversed, there are ways to make them more manageable. Keeping the surrounding area cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can help reduce discomfort. In some cases, oxygen or gentle medications may be used, but the main goal becomes comfort rather than recovery. When you notice signs such as irregular breathing, cold extremities, or a bluish tint to the skin, understand that the body is beginning to conserve energy and reduce its systems. This is often a moment to be close, provide calm reassurances, and create a peaceful environment. In these final weeks or months, the most meaningful gift you can offer is not another medical procedure, but kindness, respect, and the comfort of knowing they are not alone.
As this video comes to an end, remember the 5 key signs we discussed: weight loss, extreme fatigue, changes in thinking, frequent infections, and changes in breathing and circulation. These signs often appear as the body begins to slow down and prepare for its final stage. This isn't something to fear. It's a time to offer comfort, show love, and be present for those who need it most. Your kindness and understanding can make all the difference. If this video helped you, leave a comment and share what you learned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so more people can benefit from this message. Thank you for watching.